Hello, everyone, and welcome. Glad you all could join us. Let's see who we've got in the chat. So Jim's here. Welcome, Jim. Hello. E. Miller. We've got Denise in the house. Mary, welcome. Glad you could join. Denise said, I spent the weekend playing with the crate. Love all the Halloween goodies. Yes, so much fun. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So tonight we're going to go back to kind of birthday card making. I have shown some of it. Jay alluded to the fact that I was going to be using the Spellbinders Just Add Cake birthday card making kit. This is a huge kit. Hey, Jay, glad you could join us. Um, this kit includes a whole bunch of stuff. It's got 7 dies, a clear stamp, a 3D embossing folder, a sequin package. It's got splatter effects. It has a cardstock pack, which is all Spellbinders cardstock, a shaker dome pack. You get a pack of 10. And then 12 A2 cards and envelopes. So that's everything that's included. I'm going to show you the dies. You love this kit, Michelle? Hey, Delise, welcome. Glad you could join. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Glad you could join. Hi, Marie. Welcome. So let me just run through the dies real quick. Like I said, you get 12 A2 card bases and envelopes to go with them. And then you get the cardstock, and it's a wide variety of colors that you can work with. And then some shaker bits. So this is the die set. Let me, hang on, whoops, change screens. Sorry about that. So we're going to go through the, yeah, it does have a ton of things in it. So I needed to change screens, but basically this is the box that I was showing. And we'll go through everything. But this is the die set that Jay was talking about. I'm actually not going to work with this tonight, Jay. I'm going to work with some other elements that I have die cut out, but I haven't got a chance to work with yet. But I will show you, this is the card that I made with this. It is super fun, super cute. I used the 3D embossing folder, did some ink blending on it. We used the cake and the cupcake that comes with this. And then we used the stamp set and even the sequins for it. Super fun, very, very fun little monster. And this monster has something new coming. So just keep that in mind. So that's that set. It's called Leave Nothing But Crumbs. And one thing cool about this, and I did a video on it, is they give you the assembly guide on the inside of these, and this is just awesome. I love these. These are real nice, heavy cards, and you can just put them right in there with your sets and kind of keep track of them. This one is actually called Chompster, is what it's called, and the name is in there. Yep, yep, Chompster, that's right, yep. So that's his name, and he reminds me of my little grandson. That would be a good nickname for him, Chompster, and he loves pizza. He likes to eat. He sings when he eats. He's real happy. But anyway, that's one of the die sets. This is another fun die set, and it is a floral die set. And again, you have the guide. It's called Garden Party. And I made a fun card with it, and I want to show you the card that I made with it is this one here. Good evening, Barb Miller. Glad you could join us this evening. And this is the shaker, and that's what these domes are for. Like I said, you get 10 of these domes included, and they just make a nice, simple, one of the simplest shakers you'll ever make. It has a dome, the floral element goes right over it, then you can put your shaker bits in it. But you get 10 of these in the kit. And so those are super fun. I think that you could probably maybe not this monster, but another monster I'm thinking of another monster I have that you could make a bigger hole and make that the eye or something. I think that could be kind of fun. And that would be one way to work with it. But so that is the garden party die set that is included with it. And I think that card turned out really pretty as well. I really had fun working with it. I die cut everything out. And I just haven't got a chance to work with the one that we're going to work with tonight on our card. So this is a cupcake die that is included with it. I'm going to pull the sheet out just for get rid of the glare and everything. And you can see that it has got candles and florals, and then you've got your cupcake element. This is called Light the Candles, and you've got your assembly guide with it. And for this one, I took kind of a different color scheme. And I made this happy birthday cake here, and I put leave nothing but the crumbs. So we've got a beautiful cupcake. I've used chocolate gold and alabaster for my colors, and then we've got some Bellini in the background, and it's a really pretty card. And so that's your cupcake die. And then I actually made this cupcake with the champagne on a video, and this is like a bottle of champagne, or it could be, I don't know, a bottle of wine. I think champagne because the cork is coming out and it's, you know, it's popping. And then you've got your confetti. This is called Confetti Pop. And you've got your assembly guide. And I made this card here with it. And it was super fun. Again, same kind of color scheme as this one. I made these two on a video together. Let's see. Catherine says she just got here. Anyone going to the event in Arizona next week? I am not. So, and Barb Miller says those are cute cards. And Jim says he loves the colors on the cards. Thank you. I like those too. Anyway, so just kind of changing up and trying to get it ready. I've been trying to build my birthday stash, so that's basically what I'm doing with this set. Now, another die set that you get is a sentiment die set that has the banners, and they just press the letters into it, and you've got happy birthday, celebrate big, make it count, just add cake and make a wish. I've not used that because the stamp set has such fantastic stamps, and then you've got coordinating dies. So it has just add cake, it's your birthday, devour it, let the day go wild, have the best birthday, happy birthday, birthday wishes, have the sweetest birthday, leave nothing but the crumbs, another year, more epic adventures, and then you have the dies that go with it. Now the straight line dies, you've got a straight piece there, but then the ones that are a little bit more substantial, you've got dies that go with it. So super fun. You get an embossing folder that is called, what is this called? I think it's called Confetti or something. Let me see, what's it called? It's sitting right here. I should look at the thing. It is called Confetti Drop, and you get that with it. So very fun. And then you also get a set of rub-ons. And we're going to work with some of these tonight along with one of our die sets. I didn't show you. Where is the one I didn't show? Maybe I've got it laid aside somewhere. I need to find it. The one we're going to work with, not sure where it has landed, but we're going to work with this one here that has the happy birthday with a coffee mug and then the beer mug. I've done the coffee mug, but I've not done the beer mug. And so I'm going to do the beer mug tonight. Let me see if I can grab I want to find that die set really quick. Well, it's not on the ready, but I think I have all the pieces ready to go. But so this set, this is the other set that's included with it. You have the arm. I wanted to find it because I wanted to bring in the watch, but I don't know where it is. Here it is, right here in front of my face. Okay, so here it is. It's got like a beer mug with a head on it, and then you've got a watch. You've got your arm. You've got two types of sleeves. You've got like a dress sleeve with a button or a oh, what do you call that? I can't think. Tight, like a tight, not a tie tack, but your can't think what it's escaping me at the moment. Or you could do a sweater with a watch. So anyway, super fun. And that's this. So I guess I had that laying aside and I didn't see it. But so I made this card with the coffee, happy birthday coffee. It says coffee first, then cake. And then this one says cheers to you. And it also has the, it's called birthday brew is what it's called. So you've got all the elements. It shows you how to assemble it and everything. So I did work with this one, but I didn't work with the beer mug. So we're going to work with that tonight. And then we're going to work with the rub-ons and create, I think we're going to have kind of a similar color scheme because I've got craft, brown, and cosmic sky for this. And we've got some brown elements. So we're going to kind of make some masculine birthday cards tonight is what I'm thinking of. So that's kind of what my plan is. I've got a few more pieces that I think we might bring in. I was thinking instead of using the confetti drop 3D embossing folder, we would use this suds and buds embossing folder. I don't know how well you can see it here. but it's got like bubbles on there, and I wanted to kind of go with the bubbles, and I thought suds kind of went with kind of the beer mug and would be kind of fun. So we're going to use that. And then I'm also going to bring in these scalloped frame 3D emboss and cut for the, and use these, I think, for our rub-ons is what I'm thinking of doing. So we'll go ahead and get started. You can see in here, I've kind of got some colors laid out, and I've got all of my elements. And then I have die cut out, stamped and die cut out several of the birthday sentiments. I think I've figured out what I'm going to use for these, but I've got several of them already ready to go. So it should be pretty fast card making. But what I wanted to do is, let's just go ahead and assemble this first, and then we'll talk about the card base and all that. So what you've got is, you've got the back layer of your beer mug or stein or whatever you want to call it. And then this is the front part of it. And then this is the bubble element. And I've chosen to use some vellum and kind of create just a little bit of a lighter yellow color on that. And then I've got some white foam, and I thought we could lay some vellum over the top of it just to kind of mute it a little bit. And then we've got our arm, and this is more of the sweater shirt instead of the dress shirt with the, oh, I can't think of that. My husband has those that pin your, instead of having a button, you've got a, can't think of the word. Anyway, I think I'm losing my mind. So anyway, we've got all of our elements here, and I thought we'd just go ahead and get them assembled. Somebody can think of that. Let me know. And you also got the lime zest splatter effect with that kit as well, which is super fun. I've got the black and the gold, but I didn't have the lime. And I thought it was fun that it was included in there because, you know, I've been working a lot of Halloween cards, and I thought it would be super fun for that. So anyway, let's see what the chat is up to. New comments. Cufflink, yes, Jim. That I said it on my live video or my recorded video the other day, and I just couldn't think of it at the moment. Your phone didn't join on time, Kalinda. YouTube has been acting up. I'm sorry. Hey, Kelly, welcome. Cufflinks, yeah, you guys are helping me out with my words, so thank you. Anyway, so I thought we would just get this assembled, and we'll just have a fun card. It really is a fun set. I mean, it really is packed full of a lot of things. I would think for maybe somebody that's starting out in card making, that would be a great set to pick up to build your stash with. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay this down, and I am putting some glue on there, and I'm going to try and just rub it in to where it hopefully won't show up. I'm putting it around the edge where hopefully the frame of our cup will go, but I'm going to try and smooth it down a little bit so it won't be very noticeable. If you rub your fingers over there, I think you can get it laid down without having too much of a gluey mess on there. And I think our blue mug frame will help to cover that up. So we're just going to lay down. This is going to be really simple and quick, this particular card. I think it's going to be a quick live tonight. Oh, Jay says YouTube has been acting a little quirky lately. So, yep, sometimes it acts up. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the vellum on the foam, and just kind of put it just roughly around the edges, and then I'll rub my finger in and kind of smooth it out so that we won't have this gluey mess showing through there. And I'm laying it on white, so that'll kind of help hide it. And then I'm just going to get it lined up. And then for this, I think we might even add a little bit of foam on tape on the back of it just to give it a little bit of dimension. I have some pretty thin foam pieces in here we can use, and it won't pop them up too much. So every time I say simple and quick, it's a train wreck. Okay, Delise, is that what I'm in for? That could very well be the case for sure. So I'm just going to bring in some of these little foam pieces or get them stuck to my glass mat. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can do a better job than that. So how's everybody's week been? We finally have gotten some relief from all of the rain, and that's a good thing. So, but it's been a pretty good week. I've been busy trying to get some stuff done around the house. Um, Jay had asked, has everybody been crafting? Well, I'm always crafting, and when he asked that, I think I had put in his chat that had been stitching. I'm working on a stitching video that if I get after it, it might run tomorrow, but stitching does take some time, and I'm not an expert at it, so we'll see what happens with it. But anyway, so here's our little mug. Super fun. Let's see. Yeah, the flooding has calmed down, thank heavens, but lots and lots of damage, lots and lots of damage. Delise says, just got out of work. There was so much drama. Police called. Oh no, that's terrible. Jay says he's bad at crafting during the week. I craft all week long. That's what I do. Obviously, since I run, videos every day, you've got, it takes time to get all that ready. Now, which way does this go? Have I got it the right way or the wrong way? You look at my picture. I don't trust myself. What have I done with my picture? I don't know. There it is. Yeah, I thought I had it right. Okay. Yep. So the wider edge is going to go on the shirt. So we'll just get this attached and laid down on there. Give it a little press. So we had my granddaughter's birthday yesterday, and she's officially a teenager. And she had a big party. It was fun. Denise says the week was chaos. This weekend was fantastic. Spent 2 days crafting to my heart's content. It's been delightful. Awesome. Denise says, I know, right? What kind of drama? Spill the beans. Yeah, 40 or 50 hours a week does definitely cut into your time. Hey, Lisa, welcome. Glad you could join us. Welcome. I'm just assembling a little hand and a little shirt sleeve, and I've got a little mug going on here. So we're just going to get this. I think let's go ahead, since I did find the die, let's go ahead and add that watch, because I think the watch is super fun. I'm just going to need a little brown cardstock. And there's actually 3 pieces to the watch. Here's the like the leather band. And then this is like the backer piece. And I don't know what that is, but we'll get it figured out and get it assembled on there. So what I need is to just bring in, I'm going to get situated here. Bring in my little scout, and I'll get some brown cardstock because some was included in the kit, I believe. I'll just pull in a piece of it. Actually, yeah, let's just use this. I was going to say, I've got one layer that I'm going to layer up that I'm going to cut down, but I'm not going to, probably won't cut that much off. So Roblox, what's this? A kid stole someone's credit card and charged $500 in Roblox stuff. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I know the kids all love that Roblox, whatever that is, but I know they all love it. And I think they have to buy things on it to, I don't know, to like, I don't know, add to their houses or whatever. I don't know if that's the same game that I'm thinking of or not, but I know my grandkids play some of those games. I'm just digging in my scraps, and I threw all my scraps away except for this little dab right here. I threw them all away the other day. I decided they were stressing me out and I didn't want to deal with them anymore, so I just threw them all out. And I said, I'm done. So I'm just like, I'm finished. I am looking for, there we go. I want to look at this and see. Oh, that little piece, yeah, that's what it is. It says it's the cuff button, or is what that piece was for. I was thinking I didn't use that piece on this watch, so I wanted to look it up and make sure. So I'm just going to die cut a little piece of that Cosmic Sky to match our shirt sleeve. And then I'm going to need some white for this. I did keep my white remnants. And I put all of my white scraps in this. And I wanted something simpler for managing my scraps. And so I had been using one of those craft stacks from Spellbinders, and I had way too many, and I was having to do a bunch of digging through it. And so I brought in this old container here and just put them kind of in color order so I could just grab them quickly and not have to dig through a big old tub of them. And I just threw the rest of them out. I think I do that annually, and I think it's about this time last year that I did it. It must be like a near fall purge, is what I'm calling it, I guess. Oh, I know. I'll be making more scraps. You can guarantee that. Oh, let's see what Denise says. She said she has an eight-year-old grandson, and she tries to stay current. Yes, that's what that was. Lori, you were right. Yeah. Well, we had some event here in town last night. Speaking of your library event, Delise, we had gone to the concert, and it was really nice. We had a great time, and we had taken our friends with us, and we dropped them off home. And when we were dropping them off, we noticed that there was quite a bit of flashing lights in town. And so my husband said, let's just go figure out what's going on in town. And somebody had hit some kid, younger kid, had hit a man with his car in town. And so we were like, what in the world's going on? So that was kind of eventful. I think the guy's okay. He actually was, they were having a class reunion and he was getting ready to leave. And they came around the corner and just caught him. But I think he's okay, thankfully. But so we had an eventful evening last night after we got done with the concert, seeing what was going on with that. So we generally have a pretty quiet little town for the most part, in comparison to others, I should say. So we've got our watch band, we've got our dial face, and I don't know, I think this extra piece you could put behind there if you wanted it to be black, but I think I'm just going to let my blue shine through there, and we're just going to make it 3 o'clock, I think is what we're going to do. So we'll just get some glue on there and get it laid down. Wipe my hand off there. Just going to try and make it like that. And I think that's fun. I like that. I think that's a fun addition. So I wanted to bring that in and show you guys that. I'm trying to find my magnetic sheet so I don't lose all of my little pieces. Try and get everything back together. And this is how I store all of my dies. As soon as they come in, most of the time mine come in little baggies and stuff from Spellbinders. I don't get the packaging. And so I'll bring them out and I'll lay them on this, count them, make sure I have all that's there, and then I'll print out something. Now for this one, obviously I got the kit, so I got all the bells and whistles, but most of the time I don't get it and I have to go on their site and print off the packaging and try and make some kind of a label for it. Anyway, so there we go. We've got our watch. And I think we'll put our watch down and then we'll put our shirt down and then we'll start figuring out what we're going to do with our card. Just going to catch up with the chat. Does my hair does my hair color look different, Kelly? Delise says every once in a while I toss my scraps. You get new ones. Yep, you sure do. I try my best to make the most out of the Spellbinders cardstock just because it is expensive and I love it so much. So I try to really make it go, but and I did go through and pick out any usable Spellbinders scraps before I pitched it. But I was just, I don't know, I was getting kind of frustrated with just the clutter and everything. So we've got our little hand, and then it will just go on our mug, just kind of like this. I'm not going to do it yet because I want to kind of build up my card base. I think for my card base, I want to layer them like this and just kind of have, I think these are some great colors for like a masculine card. And so I want to figure out about how much room I need for my happy birthday to another year worth toasting and bring it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in these new dies from Spellbinders that I love. They're the 1/8 of the inch border dies, and you can layer them up nice and tight. And I'm just going to figure out what size I want for this. I think I could bring it down maybe a little bit bigger than that. What have I got? I need to get them in order here. That's a smaller one. Just trying to layer them up and figure out what I want. I think I'll go with that next one. And then we can get a little bit of that shirt in there and get all this to fit. And then I'm gonna try and figure out what I want here. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm gonna need to bring in the big, let me make sure I got these layered up right. Get this out of the way. We've got that one. Is that a smaller one? That is a smaller one. That one, and this one I think is, let's see. I'm trying to decide. I think I want that one, and then this one is what I think I want. We'll make it work whichever way. So that's what we're gonna do. Maybe do I want to do a full panel or do I want some? Yeah, we'll use those three. Sorry, indecisiveness. Should have planned ahead. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut these down. I'm gonna bring in my Platinum 6 and we'll just cut these down. We'll have some perfect panels, better than what I can cut. I inevitably cannot get my things lined up correctly and get them just perfectly square panels. So I'm going to use this one, and we're actually going to emboss this panel, so I'll get it cut out. And I like to lay them on there really nice and even so that I can use the frame for another project. Now I try to make my cardstock go further that way, and it can be like a background layer. Excuse the pop. I've got a little bit of a bow in this plate, and so it's going to pop every time I go to do it. So I'll lay this aside, and I can use this for something some other time. This is going to be what our sleeve and everything's going to lay down on. And then we're going to go our next layer for our truffle colored cardstock, and it is going to pop again. And I'm still going to try to do center so that I can have a little frame left. It's going to be a small one, but give it a little pop. That wasn't too bad. We've got our next layer. We've got another beautiful frame we can use. And then this is our biggest one, right? Try not to mix them up. Yeah, I think it is. And then this one will probably just barely fit. And we're not going to get anything out of it. It's just going to take a smidge off of it. And we'll probably have a little white, or I think I'm going to use an alabaster card base. So we'll have a little bit of that poking behind there. Oh, boy, that was noisy. Okay, let's get this big thing out of the way. I always call that the weightlifting portion of the live. And then you can see I've got this teeny tiny little frame there. So we'll throw that aside. And then, oh, we are going to run it through the embossing folder. So I'll do that real quick. I'm going to use this suds section of the suds and buds. The buds are flowers. The suds are bubbles. This is part of that mop, kind of the cleaning, that cleaning release that they had. Super fun release, but it had this soap and then the floral 3D embossing folder that paired with it. And so we'll just take and run it through with our D plate real quick. Pretty almost there. And I just thought it'd be fun to just have that texture, and maybe it would have been more fun on the blue, but I don't know, or on the, could have done any of these layers. But this is kind of what I had in mind. I like that color scheme for a mill card. So I'm just going to bring you in a little bit closer, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to actually remove myself. And I got to go down before I go up, so you're going to get to see my mess. Didn't want to go up. There we go. Now we're going up. Okay. So you get to see all the clutter kind of around my glass mat there. I'm bringing it up because I'm going to be more comfortable and you're going to be able to see better. So I'm going to bring in, I've got a card base somewhere. I set some out. I'm going to bring in just an alabaster card base. And basically this is what we're going to have going on here. We'll have this layer, and you can see now you've got perfect framed layers using that set. Isn't that nice? I think that's going to be fun. Okay, so I don't know about the bubbles, but it's just what I had in mind. We'll get it positioned on here. Hopefully I've got enough room for my sentiment. I've got this to another year worth toasting. I thought that would be fun on there. I think before we lay that down, let's go ahead and bring in, I've got a blending brush here and I've got some vintage photo. Let's distress this up just a little bit around the edge and just kind of make it a little bit more interesting. We'll just kind of go around it and add a little color to it. Let me check the chat. You like the bubbles? Anne's back. Hey, Anne. Was disturbed by the hubby. You got a new car and his mobile is too old for the... Oh. You like the color palette? Yeah. I thought it'd be fun. I'm just trying to build up that stash of birthday cards. And I'm trying to get, you know, just a mix so that I'll have something for just anybody that I need something for. So that's kind of what the plan is here. I wonder if I should just kind of add a little bit of color to the center as well. It's real light. It's not really picking up much, but okay, now let's see what that looks like on here. That looks a little bit more rustic, I think. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get our elements laid down on here. And I'm going to just try and position it. I should have layered those up a little bit. They're kind of flimsy, but we'll put some foam on them and pop them up. But okay, that's what we're going to do. Something like that. So let's get some glue on the back of this brewski, I guess. And get it laid down on here. Good frosty mug there. And I don't think you can see the glue on the vellum that I use. I think that it works really well when you can just rub your fingers across there. I'm trying to get my iPad. Hey, Gina, welcome. Gosh, I haven't got to see you. I have got something here for you that we have been needing to get over, but you've been on the go so much we haven't been able to catch up with you. So glad you could join. I'm just making a masculine birthday card. This would be a good one for my brother. So anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. And I'm just going to get this laid down on here. So we're not going to have much of our sleeve, but I'm okay with that. We don't need it really, just the kind of the hand holding the mug and everything. So what I'm going to do is just take and turn it over and snip it off. So we've got Pat's cousin and my sister-in-law in the chat tonight. So that's what we've got going on. So we've got our happy birthday. Let's bring in some foam and pop it up. And that'll give it a little bit of stability because it feels pretty flimsy. I must have used some pretty thin cardstock for that, for those sentiments. I think I mentioned I had bought some accidentally and really got some thin stuff when I thought I was getting some heavier stuff. But anyway, so we're going to lay that down on here. And then I think I can probably, I don't have any super thin, but I can split some for it. I need to cover up this ink here before I wind up getting it all over myself. So we'll just kind of eyeball this, and then we'll split it down the middle. So here we go. We had a, you guys should have came to lunch today, Gina. We had, none of my kids came because they had different things going on, and so we had a big meal. Just wound up having Dad and Lisa over. So you guys should have come. Could have joined us. I made beef stew, and we had some dinner rolls and some cottage cheese. That was pretty good. Anyway, super easy meal. So we've got happy birthday to another year worth toasting. And I've kind of got that offset a little bit, but that's all right. So let's go ahead and layer layers down on our card base. And it looks like it's off a little bit. I'm going to trim it with my guillotine real quick. That cleaned it up, I think. Hopefully it didn't make my layers off. So we'll get this laid down. I've just got Cosmic Sky, and I believe I've got Truffle is the brown. And then I think the other panel was Fawn color is what it was. So we'll just lay this down on there and get it lined up. Maybe. And get it on there straight. Try and get a little edge. That's not too bad. We're doing pretty good. We've got time. I think we might be able to get to those rub-ons and create maybe another card with those. Layer this up. So this, like I said, is a very, very fun kit. I have linked all of the materials in the description box below. So if you're interested and you want to do some shopping, it does help me when you use my links because I do make some affiliate commissions, and that is always helpful. And then we've got this. I think it looks cute. And I don't know. I don't feel like we need any bling on there for a masculine card. You guys can tell me in the chat what you think, but I don't feel like we necessarily do need any. I think it is cute. Super cute card. What is Jim saying? The watch would read 5. You know it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Oh, that's hilarious. I should have done that. It would have to be probably, it would probably be like 10 after 5 if you did it like that. Is probably what it would read. So right now it's reading, I don't know. I think it's reading 3, or it's reading pretty close to 3 right now. But anyway, that's fun. They should have thought of that. That would have been great if they'd have thought of that, Jim. So I think it turned out really cute. So this basically is what the die set makes. This particular one here. You've got your cheers to you, and then coffee first, then cake, and that's kind of what it makes. So I think it's a great masculine card. Super fun to have in the stash. Glad I'm building those. Now I want to show you the rub-ons, and the reason why I wanted to use them, I think we're going to kind of have the same color scheme. I just dropped a panel that I was thinking I wanted to use. So we've got these happy birthday, and we've got this big chocolate cake that says happy birthday to you. And then we've got this little smaller happy birthday here that I think could be fun to use. Now there are 2 sheets with this. This is the one, and then the other one kind of goes in a more floral, kind of pinky purpley scheme. So you've got some options with that. Yes, I am ready for that. I'm waiting. He's actually gone right now. When he gets home, we'll be watching that. So anyway, I thought we would use one of these and create another card. I want to use this because I really want to bring in these little 3D emboss and cuts. So let's go ahead and start off with the one, because I think that we could use it for our card. And I don't know that it would fit inside of this, but I think we could actually fit it inside of that area there. We definitely could. Maybe we'll use that one. We'll use the square one and try to keep it a little bit more masculine and not so. I just think this one looks a little bit more feminine. I don't know, maybe that one does too, but let's go ahead and do that. All right, so what we need, we can use the Scout for this. This is the perfect size for the Scout, so we can use it. And then I just need a piece of cardstock for this. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep with our similar color scheme. And I think I'll just cut this down and we'll use it to create our frame. And I think what I can do is just bring in my trimmer. And I think we can cut it down to 2 1/8 because it's, or Yeah, because it's 1 1/4, so we can, well, wait a minute. No, this is the long way. So this is 5 1/2. So we can go 2 1/2, 2 3/4 and have a good point. So that's what we'll do. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Okay. So we got that, and then we'll just bring in the scout and we can create just our little frame. And we're just going to use this one. I'm going to push it all the way up. That's what I'm going to do. And I think we want to lay that on the top. And then this is the raised edge. And so I'll put this on here like this. And then we'll just bring this and flip it over. That's not going to work. It's not straight. It moved on me. Let's do it this way. Let's try again. Because see, that'll notch right up in there. I'll tell you what we can do. We can just bring in some of our tape and just tape it in place. That way we won't have to worry about it moving on us. And I'll just tape it right down there. Tape it here. Anyway, this is a newer release, this little die set here is, and I love when you have something that you can use your little scout with, because the scout will fit nicely on the desktop when I am videoing, and it works out very nice. So let's bring it in. And this actually says to use plate, the instructions on it said plate F, and I'm like, I don't even know what F is, but I generally would use my D plate. So I'm going to grab it. And we'll just run it through. I'm pretty sure D is what you need. I don't know. Adapter plate D. And hopefully it worked. Let's see. Did it work? Oh, yeah, there we go. Isn't that cute? Super, super cute. Now, let's go ahead, just for giggles, let's go ahead and use that other piece of that die and create just an alabaster panel and see if, I don't know that it's going to be big enough for what we need, but I'm going to give it a shot and just see. We'll just eyeball it and see what happens. So we'll get our plate structure back in order. I've got a little bit of a bow in that purple plate. Trying to make my plates last, so I probably am using it and shouldn't be, but it's got a little bit of a bow in it. And then we'll get this and see if it might work with that small one. It is tiny. And so this would just layer inside there and you'd have a little bit of a frame around it. Really pretty. Okay, I need to check out the chat. F is the shim. Oh, I needed the shim. Yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I needed the shim, but it cut just fine with just the D plate, so. Thank you, Barb Miller. Oh, Gina says those cards are so cute. Thank you, Gina. All right, let's get this out of the way. And then what I'm thinking we will do is we will try this little happy birthday here. It's kind of like a fancy cake with some macaron and some baubles on it or something. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is just cut it away. And I'm going to cut that backer sheet right away with it too. Just to kind of keep it safe for now. And let's just see if it looks like it could fit. It's a little bit bigger than what we need, but I think we can make it work. We're just going to cut off a little bit of the sides. Let's go ahead and do that. It'll probably burnish on my glass mat here, but try and get it lined up as best we can. It's kind of hard because sometimes when it lays, it is down. There we go. I think that's going to be all right. Now, they do give you the popsicle stick, which I have quite a collection of them, I will tell you. I've been hoarding them, I guess. Oh, there's one more over there. So they give you plenty of those. And then we're just going to burnish it and lay it down. Now, I have used the Scout before to give it a press, but you don't necessarily need to do that. You can just use the popsicle stick and just get it laid down on there. I'm just going to give it a press and see what happens here. Sometimes it takes a little more time than others. And then we'll just kind of lift it and watch it, and then lift it and watch it and see what happens. And hopefully we won't mess it up. All right, now, just got a little bit stuck to the glass mat there, but it cleans off pretty good. Just going to try and lift it. Yeah, the H, we need more pressure on that. Just give it a good press. Let's see, what's everybody saying? Have you used the Scouch to attach the ribbon? Yes, I have done that. I think I just mentioned that. Oh, Delise, get some rest. She's off to get a shower and get to bed. So yeah, I have used the die cutting machine to lay these down. And it does work. And some of them don't hardly take any pressure at all, and then others you have to work a little bit harder at. This is coming off pretty easy now. There we go. Isn't that cute? Just the cutest little, I mean, that's just the simplest little, this is the direction that it needs to go in. Isn't that cute? And you've got the tiniest little panel there. Very cute, very sweet. So we'll bring this in. Get it laid down on there. Oh, that's hilarious. I just got an update from YouTube that says my little beep beep Jeep ride went 155 miles. I don't know what that means, but that's funny. That's a video that I made with my little... What is going on? I'm not sure. There is a really strange message on my screen and StreamYard. Not sure what's going on with it. So anyway, I thought we could layer this up with some of our colors here. I don't even know what we've got. I have this panel here that we could bring back in and kind of add a layer to, and then bring in perhaps our brown or something like that. So let's grab some of those nested dies and figure out what layers are going to work on it. I can find them. I don't know. I think that looks kind of good just like that. It's not square though, because I just kind of hacked at it. So we'll just grab a die and we will square it off. I think we can probably get that through our Scout. So let's do that. That way I don't have to lug the big Platinum 6 onto the desktop. And get that die cut out. Silly Jilly, hey, welcome. You're welcome for, you bought it and you're wanting to start using it. 2 birthdays in September. Jay said he needs to try and start using the die cutting machine for the raw bonds. Gina, check and see that when you touch the screen, make sure live has a red dot between it. I think you're behind. Oh, okay. So Gina's behind. Yeah, she's just going to have to kind of swipe all the way across and get it up to date. She might be behind. I've not been paying as close attention to the chat as I probably need to. So that looks pretty. See, you've got a nice, perfect frame around there. And then I think we could bring this in. And that could be really, really simple. That's just a really simple one. I kind of like that. What do you think about that? I think it's very, very simple. We could reintroduce the We could reintroduce the alabaster with the back of the card base if we do this. So let's go ahead and do this. And I think that'll look nice. We're gonna have to bring in the platinum sticks for that. I'm dropping plates. Okay. All right, let's do that. And where are the plates for that? There's that. Okay, I need my big plate, which I've lost it. There it is. Okay. So we'll bring it in. And I think this will just bring it down to a better size for our plate. And I'm going to have lots of brown thin frames to use on something. And that's okay. Jilly says, yes, perfect, love the collars. There's that snap. There we go. And we've got another frame. We'll lay that aside. And then I've got my top folding card base. And we're going to bring the brown in. I think that'll be super nice. Got some junk from my die cutting machine on there. And we're not going to need a sentiment for this one because we've got the happy birthday on our little panel. Isn't that cute? I think that's really cute. I like that. I like the way that looks. All right, so let's get this laid down on here and we'll just start layering these up. Try to get a nice edge around there. How's that look? I think that's all right. And then let's lay this down on there. Try and line that up. We got a little bit of wiggle room there if we need it. And then let's just bring some foam and pop this up and just add a little bit of dimension on this panel. The rub-ons, Spellbinders has been releasing some different rub-ons, and they make for some quick and easy card making as well. So another nice product for beginner card makers that haven't really built their stash yet. And they generally, I think most of the time when I look at them, they run about $5.99. So it's a real inexpensive product, and you can get a lot of bang for your buck out of it. Let me get this laid down on here. I think that looks really nice. I think we're just going to make 2 cards tonight. We're going to go with these. So we have got our happy birthday to another year worth toasting. And then we've got our happy birthday here with our little frame. Yes, that would be an excellent gift tag. It certainly would. Certainly would. This one's definitely very clean and simple. This one's got a little bit more kind of grunge to it and stuff, but I think it's really pretty. It is a great set. I've linked all the materials in the description box below, so if you are interested in them, feel free to click those links and shop with them. It's very helpful to me. But super, super fun set. So anyway, I like this one. It's got lots of dimension and just a fun card. And then this one I think is super pretty. I've got some die cut hairs on there. I think it's really pretty and clean and simple. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Jay. Gems in the 4 corners. Yeah, that's an option. You could certainly do that. Denise says, hit the thumbs up, y'all. Thank you. Anyway, so I appreciate you guys joining me this evening. I know it was a quick live, just did the 2 cards, but I think they turned out really nice just to provide you with a little inspiration for that kit if you have it. And I'm sure I'll probably be working with it some more because it's loads of fun. Anyway, now tomorrow night, the cufflinks you're talking about are actually French cuffs. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a real kind of a starched shirt. I actually kind of made this one like he had on a suit. And then he had his white cuff sticking out of his suit jacket. Anyway, and then you've got the cuff link there, or you can call it a button, whatever you want. But Super fun set. So tomorrow night we will not be going live, Daria and I. I don't know if I'll go live. It just depends on if I get the stitching done and I run the video, but I might go live by myself. But Daria has some family commitments, so she's not going to be available. But I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Thank you, E. Miller. I appreciate it. So I'm going to let you go. I hope you all have a good week ahead and that you have some fun crafting and you spend some time in your craft room. And I hope to see you around in all the crafty spaces. So thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.